KGM, you're funny. I'll tell you. You know what to do? You already know what to do, guy. End this and go watch the game. It's going to be way better than watching this disaster. Fun. All right, so I've got the TMAXX on deck right now. I should switch the camera to my face. So I've got the lenses right there. So I got the TMAXX on deck right now. This is definitely not the best way of doing stuff here. This is my TMAXX back from what? How long am I talking? I was just talking to Earl, and I think we figured that this TMAXX, this is I think the 4910. This is a 2.5 TMAXX that I'm fairly confident that I got. Camera's right there. Fairly confident I bought this when it first came out, possibly within that year or so. I got it from Hanson Hobby. I live in Massachusetts. So I got it from a place called Hanson Hobby. That place is no longer existent. I don't know how long that place has been out, but I want to say it's only been maybe a handful of years, maybe 5, maybe 6, something like that. I'm really not sure. It was just a little hole in the wall RC shop that I went to when I was a kid. And you gotta be kidding me. It's already causing issues. So this thing is literally that old. Not one thing has been replaced on it other than glow plugs and AA batteries. Everything is wait a minute. I was gonna say everything is original except for the fact that I did swap out the servos because the Traxxas servos that were in it were seized up. So when I finally took this thing back out, which was what, 2 years ago, something like that? I don't even know. When I finally took this thing out to fire it up, steering servo, throttle servo, all that stuff was frozen, so I replaced it. And when I replaced it with old stock. So old stock meaning the servos that I put in it are Futaba S9001s. So even these servos are let's talk about being period correct. These servos are probably period correct for this vehicle as a replacement servo if you didn't go with Traxxas. Now, this is the original 2.5 engine. Nothing has been done to it other than firing it up and driving it. And why did I stop using this thing? I believe it's when my business took off. When my business took off, I had no time for anything than work. So this thing sat. I did drive, but it sat, I want to say, for a considerable length of time. And it sat until, 2 years ago or whatever the heck it was. It could have been last year that I fired this up. I don't remember. I know there's a video on it. I just am too lazy to go check and see when it was that I fired this thing up. But today, I replaced this. So last time I drove it, and the reason why I stopped was because I did break one of the axles. What did I replace it with? Well, it's great when you have an E-Max as a parts vehicle. This wasn't a parts vehicle, but kind of it is now. It is a parts vehicle now because you can see took the parts off of it. So, and I'm sure that there's been a ton of people that went down this road before with these vehicles. This is kind of going to be unknown, already been there territory. I need to discern for myself or decipher for myself, even the shocks. Nothing has been changed. Nothing has been touched. Nothing's been adjusted, other than just getting it going. Something's going on with the transmission. That's the only thing that I can think about. I'm fairly confident the last time I drove it, I did have reverse. This time I didn't. So was that like a precursor to what happened today? So was something going, on inside the transmission to where it didn't have reverse? So that was kind of telling me, something else is going on inside. Today, when I like took it and I actually did a bench firing. So I started this thing on the bench. Inside, yep, with nitro fuel. I had 3 tires on it, and the other tire was, under the chassis, and I fired it up. And, carburetor was pretty much stuck wide open. So you can imagine what happened. So I quickly went out that door because the carburetor was frozen. And it was frozen because I'll show you why it was frozen. If I could do this. Switch. So the reason why the carburetor was frozen, I don't think this is going to work. So you can probably see right there. Okay. This spring and this slide, that's supposed to be covered. But the, I guess you'd call it a bellows. I think that's kind of like what it is. It's just like a sheath, accordion, style sheath. That thing, this arm ain't gonna work. This arm is stupid. So, the bellows, or whatever the heck that is, which I don't even think that's, see, the camera's just gonna go down. Come on, guy, get it straightened out here. So I'm not Tony here, so I don't got the booms and all that other stuff. I got the headphones on. I don't even know why I got the headphones on. It was to keep my hair in place. So, yeah. So it literally disintegrated as I was touching it to see if I could free it up because it was stuck. Now, the reason why it was stuck wasn't because of rust. It wasn't because of any real major issue other than the spring had popped off. And I don't know if the spring popped off from me, trying to clean stuff. I suppose that's possibly what happened. So I'll give you the scenario of what I did this morning to get this thing going. Obviously took the wheels off. I had to find fuel. That was an ordeal. Wait till you see what fuel it is too. I think the fuel's still outside. I'll get the fuel. I'll show you what the fuel was. Yeah. Everything about this is period correct. So even the fuel is period correct. And from that date. And I can't believe that it works. You got to run a little bit of a slightly higher idle, but the fuel does still work, which in my mind is pretty crazy. I'm just going to jump in the chat real quick because I can see things are flowing by. Just say hello to everybody. See how people are doing. So we got KGM was first. Lorne, what's going on, guy? Jason Brickman, I think this must be a chainsaw. Jason Brickman, this must be your first time here. I don't remember your Voodoo Trucking. Wow. Blast from the past. Dan Woodruff, what's going on, guy? RC Master, what's happening, man? Nitro's here. Dwayne, what's going on, guy? You have a TMAXX you'll sell cheap? I bet. It's funny. I must have sold or just given away one of my, I think it was an EMAXX. I think it was an EMAXX that I had. Because I had 3 of them, and now I only have 2. So I'm pretty sure I gave one away. So we got Jeremy Stewart, Clint. What's going on, guy? Good old team. You know what, man? That comment right there. If I could, I can't pin that comment. That comment right there, Clint, is seriously, think about it, man. How old is this thing? Why is this thing making noises? This thing is old and treated poorly, and it fired literally right up. It fired up in here, took almost next to nothing to fire it up. like I said, I'll go through the process. So I had the brake clean, so obviously used brake clean and pulled the plug, gave a little tug on the starter, realized there was some binding. It's old fuel, which is fine. A lot of people put after run oil in there. I don't. Never have. I just treat my stuff like crap and it just keeps going. Pulled the plug, took the brake clean, fired the brake clean inside, and obviously just kind of like blew it out. And then I took, PB blaster and I fired some blaster inside the cylinder and I literally just let it sit while I was doing everything else. And obviously letting it sit, what it's doing is it's, oil travels, creeps, oil creeps. And I realized that basically all 4 tires, which was the other tire, all 4 tires were, I'll say delaminating. All 4 tires were literally doing this. So basically the glue was non-existent. This is not prepped. This is literally, it's so old that the glue is just gone. And you can see the dry rot. This is on my TMAXX. These may have been TMAXX. I don't know. But those are from the TMAXX. So I took the first wheel, and what I did is there was a section probably about that long that wasn't glued on the first wheel that I checked out. So I took the Bob's stuff there, Bob Smith Industries, this stuff right here. This is the glue that I use, the tire glue, Instacure. And I just shoved the nozzle into the crack and I started to drag it like I usually do so that the glue gets inside the bead. And as I dragged the nozzle, literally the tire just came unglued the entire way around. So I just kept it going. Went around twice, took the nozzle out, and then put a bead right on the edge where it contacts the rim. Just did a bead. You'll be able to see it. I didn't wait for anything to dry. I did a very stupid thing. Do not use this stuff. See this Instacure? Don't use this stuff on your rubber tires, or at least those old rubber tires, because what happens is this stuff actually interacts with the rubber, and I don't think that was a good thing, but they survived. I think they're fine. They seem fine. Anyways, I jump back in the chat. I don't know. I don't know if I went off on a tangent. I don't know. Icon, what's going on, guy? Michael Starr, what's going on, guy? You have the same truck? And the body's original, too. See you next Tuesday. You're doing a 24-hour live? You're out of your mind, guy. 7 hours was my max. Dude, that's doing a 24-hour. That's nuts. You're crazy. You're going to sleep? You're crazy. Get the bones brew. Addicted. What's going on, TMAXX? Yes. Old school. Yeah, old school eye poker antenna. Johan. I think it's Johan. I think we went through this before. I probably just ruined it again. What's going on, guy? Chris Giddings, how old is the truck? I think I answered that. Like 1998-ish. Literally when it first came out. I think it was like, wasn't it 97, 98 or somewhere around there? The fuel is sludge. Yeah. No, the fuel wasn't sludge, man. Crazy. You saw it run. You just got to have the idle up a little bit. Right. Okay. So you've been using PB. Yeah. PB Blaster is great, man. The glue will break down, right? Yep. It's crazy. Dude, all the wheels. It was crazy. It was like If I took the thing out, it would have been just rims spinning inside of tires like you see on it would look like it had spinners on. Wouldn't be going anywhere. All four rims would just be going like this as the tires just staying static. I think this one I think is unglued all the way around. Look at that. That's nuts, man. It's almost like there was no glue ever on it. And I know there was. But it's crazy. You use that glue too? Yeah, it's a good glue. At least that seems good. Captain Flannel, I don't know why your thing was blocked. It's weird. Right. Appreciate that, Jeremy. Don't forget to give that a thumbs up. B&T, what's going on, guy? Oh, B&T. Did Earl ever send you that file? just ask Earl. Ask Earl, where's my ringtone? You'll get a kick out of it. You had an TMAXX, but not the TMAXX. TMAXXs was so much better than an TMAXXs. It's just fun. So yeah, all right. So Nitro, you're saying 1998. I'm probably like way. Oh no, I'm caught up. Right, like a dog. Right, exactly. Yeah, 98 is when they came out, and that is when I got it. Then, like I said, you're going back. Come on, to the late 90s. My kid was born in 97, so that's about right. I did get it, when my son was born, like I was thinking that 97, 98. Kurt, what's going on, guy? Chris, nice. Okay, cool. So I'm actually caught up. All right, so I don't even know where I am. Other than this thing is literally just stock and old, and what I have to do is I have to figure out, is it worth trying to, fix this? Number one, for an older vehicle like this, my question is, are the parts even available for this? Now, it being Traxxas, I want to say yes, but then again, maybe it's an upgrade now. I think, what was it, the 3.3? Is it a 3.3 engine or I think it's the 3.3 was, I guess when you bought these, you could like upgrade to the 3.3. I never did. Still the 2.5. But the question is how deep do you get into something like this? It's going to just run this motor. I have no intention of, doing anything to it. No tune pipes, no nothing. There's probably nothing even available for this thing. I don't even know. But I'm assuming, or I'm thinking that Traxxas kind of might still have parts for it. I don't know. Maybe this thing is just so old now that they'll laugh when I call them up and go, yeah, you remember back in 1998? And the guy's going to be like, I was born in 2000. I was like, oh, good for you, guy. But where am I? I'm just hoping that it's not going to be a lot. I'm hoping maybe something slipped inside to where there's no damage. But I want to say just because of its age, like things break down, plastics get brittle. I think the fuel line is something I replaced as well. I can tell. Tank is original. Doesn't have the original batteries though, but yeah. I will say it was fun taking it out. And like I said, to be honest with you, how easily, and a junk little igniter. This is a Red Cat little igniter. Last time I drove this thing was the last time I charged it up, and all I did was I took a glow plug, stuck it to it just to check it for juice, and the glow plug fired right up. So I knew it was hopefully gonna start. Now I'm gonna pan you guys down to the truck. Oop, wrong. Wrong. All right. So we're going to get into, for some reason, I lost reverse. I'm not really remembering if I had reverse or didn't have reverse. You can see the boot is junk on it, I believe. Yeah, the boot's junk. The boot is disintegrating too, see? So that boot's disintegrating, and obviously the fuel boot is disintegrating also. And like I was saying, that's probably not something that you have to get. I was talking with Earl, and he's like, yeah, you pretty much have to buy the whole carburetor. So, which I guess, I don't know, man. It kind of bugs me because the carburetor's fine on this thing. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll just run it the way it is and just try to be, happy. The only thing I just know with that slide, dust, dirt, all that junk is going to get in there and mess things up. And I almost forgot. So when I say this is the fuel that I ran in it today. I have no idea. All I can say is that this fuel is most likely, because there's only, well, I can't tell right now. Let's see. I mean, look at the rust on the top of this thing. But this is Traxxas branded top fuel, TRX 2.5. There is, so fuel is probably down to about there. So you can tell that I did drive it. And I'm assuming this is probably, I don't think, I mean, we're going back that many years. I really don't think that I had any other fuel. My assumption is that I've used all of that fuel. So the fuel level is down to about, I want to say, third. So that's a good amount of tanks that I ran through it, I guess. Seeing that my, son was freshly born and I pretty much, started my business and had no life. But this is the old Traxxas top fuel, 20% nitro that this thing ran today. So, and you can see it, blue. Isn't that nuts, man? This stuff is still good. Just a little higher idle, though, is what I noticed. I'm just saying that's what I noticed because it seemed to just need to have a slightly bit of higher idle. All right. I'm lost on the chat. Don't forget, if anybody is saying anything to me, just do the little @ symbol, RC Guy Garage, and I'll see it. Because most of you guys are just talking to each other. Bill Z Custom Z. What's going on, guy? You'll break things when you start going from right. 3.3 is what they use now, right? Big question. Is it going to sit again for years? Is it worth putting right? So, Jeremy, exactly what you said. Is it worth putting the money into something that's just going to consistently possibly break down? I mean, this is Traxxas tough. So, I mean, this is back when Traxxas was tough. So do I, turn it into, clean it up, power wash it? Do I literally just turn it into like, a shelf truck? I would rather not. I'd like to run it the way it is. I will say that I did kind of go a little easy on it today. Because I just wanted to, get some runs out of it, smell that fuel. They still make the 2.5 Classic. Are you serious? So here's a question that most of you guys probably already know. How much are the new ones? They still make the 2.5? That's nuts, man. Okay. TMAXX has a good following. There's probably parts out there. Okay. 3D printed stuff? 3D printed stuff. Stuff's pretty scary, man. You'd put of course you would put a 3.3 in it, because you'd want it to obliterate all its stock parts, all its brittle Stock pots. Yeah, you're probably right. But, how much are you talking there? Wouldn't I just be better off just getting a brand new one? You know what I'm saying? Yes, that is an old can. You're absolutely right. Soak your carburetor in a bottle of alcohol for 3 days. What, and have it dissolve? The thing would dissolve. What kind of alcohol? Captain's? Throw it into some Captain's? Is that kind of alcohol you're talking about? Oh, my eyes are burning already. Oh, it's not from the fuel either. I think I got allergies now. It's not a good thing. Eyes are burning. Yeah, you haven't seen what? Hey, dude, that stuff is liquid gold. Do they even sell it? I don't even think Traxxas sells fuel anymore, right? I don't even think they sell fuel anymore. I don't even know, man. I don't go on Traxxas' website. Like, that's why I literally right now, all right, how do you guys know how, well, some of you guys know how I do stuff, right? So I'm not one of those, yeah, see, that's why I got the headphones on, because my head looks like a mess. Looks better like this, see? I'm very like honest or honor driven. That's the way I just do things. So when I tell you guys I haven't gone on Traxxas' website and why I asked how much the new ones go for, because this is making the decision right here. When I bust that open, that's going to kind of possibly help me make that decision. So I haven't gone on Traxxas' website. I don't even know how much the new ones are. I never even bothered looking. Why should I? Let's see if it's a possibility. I think I would maybe want to have a new one just because it's new. Less issues, maybe. I don't know. But then again, maybe if I buy a new one, it'll be loaded with COVID issues like everything else nowadays. Classic can, right? The classic can is worth money, right? With fuel in it. It's got a third of a can of fuel in it. Dump the but it still works. Order up some. I know. Bones Brew, huh? 38. I would not use that. Why not, guy? It still works. And did I tell you how I tested the fuel? So I've got one of those plastic. It's a I got it from a client of mine. I've got a bad habit of, I have clients and I got a truck. I had a pickup truck. So my clients, depending upon who it is, usually some older clients, they'll say, hey, I'll give you a couple bucks if you can get rid of this stuff. And I'm like, okay. Well, 7 times out of 10, the stuff they're getting rid of, I point blank say to them, now, you could get money for this, right? And like, yeah, but we don't have time to deal with that. And I'm like, okay. And probably half of that stuff of the 7 out of 10 times, so 3.5 times, that stuff should be tossed. But I don't, because I have a major problem with, I always see value in something. So that's why I need a warehouse, because I always see value in just about everything. I got a 55-inch 2015 Samsung TV sitting right there. And I told the client it probably just needs to replace some board in it. I said, let me crack it open. Let me see if the fuse popped. Let me see if, it's got a board that I can replace on it. I'm like, it'll cost you maybe $100 or something like that. And they point blank just said, no, just want a new one. And I get that mentality. I do get it. But I'm not there yet. I'm not there in my, well, wait a minute. Maybe I am there. Maybe actually I am there right now. Maybe I am there. I didn't think I was, but maybe this car is telling me that I'm there. But what I was saying was I've got the mentality of, why throw it away if you can fix it? And their mentality is, I think that you only live once kind of thing. And they've got the extra money. So the person was like, I just want to buy a new TV. You could just take that one and do whatever you want with it. And here's the crazy part. So not only did I get, it's a non-working TV, but it probably just needs some like $50 board or $100, two boards, who knows? And it's a smart TV too. So it's just crazy, man. So they basically threw away a 5-year-old TV, 2015, maybe 2016 they got it. It's either 2015 or 20. I think it's a 2015, but they bought it in 2016. See what I mean? I tell you the truth, man. Everything, I'll tell you the truth. So they just said, will you go for a ride with me and help me pick out a new TV? Sure. So I'm thinking, but it was fine because went and picked up a new TV and they had me install it, had me, had to figure out the bracket. That was a pain in the neck. Had to figure out the existing bracket that was attached to that TV, which was, it was a mess, but I ended up figuring everything out and I ended up with a free TV. Plus they paid me for the job. So it's just like a win-win, but maybe this should get shelved. It's a classic, right? It's an original. Maybe I should just shelf it. It does run and drive. It's like a Craigslist ad. Craigslist ads or whatever, Facebook Marketplace, they always say ran when parked. It's true, right? This ran when parked. Unfortunately, the transmission went on it. So I just got to switch it over. Got a rooster head going right now. This doesn't work. There we go. Troy, what's going on, guy? High idle because the boot is gone. I don't know, guy. Maybe. Thing is, though, is I did adjust the idle, though. So that it ran, because it wouldn't run without it being a little high. It's only a little high, too. Alex, what's going on? Also has less oil compound, which will come. Right, the smell and sound you can't replace. Absolutely. 3.3 will not destroy it. Traxxas trade-in program. Nah. Traxxas just buy a new one program. That's the better way. You have tons of nitro vids that show how to do all that stuff. Nice. Rubbing alcohol. Traxxas fuel is junk. It still works, guy. How is it junk, man? It might be junk, but come on. Fuel that still works like how many years later? 20-something years later? Everybody's saying get bones. I don't know what that stuff is. Right, a nice classic. Earl Moorhead, what's going on, guy? Backyard warehouse, you know it, guy. Nah, sell this place, man. I'll tell you. Granted, Zillow's really not like one to look at, but man, if you own a house, just throw your house on Zillow. And see what you can get for it, because the Zillow price of this house right now is just wrong. I just, no, like, it's just a house. What, why is it worth that much? So that's like the, throw it on the market, but then just say, hey, make me move, right? 3 words, make me move. Give me the make me move price. I gotta break into this thing. Can't throw right. Can't throw anything away, warehouse guy, right? It's almost like an episode of Hoarders. Does your old oh that's gross. Yes, no, yes, oh no, dude, you serious? Yes. My toothbrushes do get repurposed. They're in my garage. My wife hates it when I do that. Because she'll go to throw away the toothbrush and I grab it. And I'm like, honey, I've only had this toothbrush for like 3 weeks. And she's like, yeah, that's 3 weeks worth of use. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, the thing is broken, just broken in. She's like, no, I'm throwing it away. So I'll take it and bring it to the garage. You're absolutely right. I do. Yeah. You just got to make sure you don't reuse it. Wow. Wow. $440 for a new one. Ouch. Wait a minute. So Captain Flannel, I remember when every town had a TV repair guy, right? Now, it's a throwaway society right now. Clean her up and shelf it. Who rock? What's going on, guy? Yeah, but isn't that kind of a good thing? Being high in oil? Tuning issues with a 20-year-old fuel. Yeah. It still worked though. And that's, I mean, come on. You have to admit, whether you're a Nitro Pro or whatever, you have to admit that that's kind of maybe like what's the term, unicornish, because here we have period correct fuel, date correct fuel, running in a period and date correct truck, right? It's a package deal, man. Get like, a couple grand for that setup. No, I get it. I know all about, the oldness of fuels and all that other stuff. It's just, it's common sense, but you still have to admit that is pretty crazy. That this thing ran like it did today. It ran okay. It moved. It smoked. It two-speeded. You know what I mean? Not too bad. Not too bad. I don't think it's too bad. Got to admit, that's Traxxas quality for you right there, right? I'll probably piss a lot of people off saying that. Traxxas quality, that's junk, man. EKJ, what's going on, guy? Yes, you'd use old toothbrushes for engine cleaning, yes. Did the electric conversion, it's great, yeah. No, too much oil creates a lot of heat and tunes like crap, yeah. Dude, did I tell you? I don't think I finished the explanation of how I tested the fuel. So, how I tested the fuel today, that's how I started this whole rant about how did I go from that to the TV? So, two of the things that one of my clients years ago threw away were these foldable plastic tables. So they have like a plastic top. I think they're made by Rubbermaid or something like that. And they almost look like they remind me of like a ironing board table. Years ago, they used to be in the closet. When people iron their shirts, there used to be these things called ironing boards, and you'd flip the little tab and the thing would make that screech as it opened, Well, that's what kind of these things remind me of. So what I did is I took that, 20 plus year old fuel and I poured a little bit onto the table, and I took my little lighter, and I just wanted to see how quickly it ignited. And based upon what my eyes saw, it ignited. So it worked. So that's what made the decision to go ahead and just throw this fuel in there. But everybody's saying bones brew. So might have to look into that. Everybody's got some good comments here. The TMAXX is the OG of RCs. Right, refresh it. Man, the only thing though, no free rides. The money that it would take to refresh this. The problem is that like we were talking about, plastics and stuff, I know all the other axles are literally just going to obliterate. I'm surprised even the steering servo saver thing is holding on. But I'm just under the assumption that a lot of this is probably just, gonna break down. What do? Do I keep it in the condition that it is, take it apart, clean it up, shelf it, and then buy a brand new one and then be done? Kind of like how, my clients are dealing with like TVs and stuff nowadays. That RC old quality, new quality control is terrible, right? Back then, people cared about their work, right? Today, it's a production line control, right? Haley, what are you doing? Being a weirdo. Casey, what's going on, guy? Your local shop sold out of the reissue TMAXX in a month. We got 10. Yeah. One reissue. All right. So I think I was, like I said, when I was talking with Earl today, there's two, well, because I can get the Ultima, but there's realistically two vehicles that I would like to get. One, they did a repop. Everybody sure knows what the repop was. It was a team associated RC10 Gold Pan. That is one vehicle that eventually I would like to have back. I guess not to drive, and I know that's kind of weird though, man. Not to drive. And then one other vehicle, which, isn't anything that anybody else would be interested in, but it's an RC car from my childhood. It was the 9.6 volt Tyco turbo hopper. And this goes to prove, in a sense, how I hold on to stuff. I still have either one or two of the original NiCad 9.6 Tyco battery packs that went for the Tyco turbo hopper. Now, some of the Tyco turbo hoppers that I've seen, they just batteries, and I'm so solid in my thinking that the turbo hopper that I had was a 9.6 volt turbo hopper. Again, like I said, I'm doing my best here to try to remember. But that is another vehicle that I would probably just to have. And it's weird, like I said, man. Because when you think about it, it's just a stupid toy. You know what I mean? Like, why do I have that like need or desire to like have one? You know what I mean? It's just it's weird. Because it's a toy, it's not like collecting a car or cars. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a collector car. It's different. I don't know. I think it's just childhood memory. So, all right, I'm done with this. I've got to stop talking. I'm going to dive into this thing. I'm going to see what's actually broken. Something inside the transmission. I'm assuming this should be fairly easy just to kind of like whip apart. I kind of got a general sense right now, just looking at it. A couple of things need to come off. I'm not going to drain the fuel. The fuel's going to stay right where it is. I believe I can keep the motor attached. Yep, I can keep the motor attached. I just got to take out the transmission, which looks like it's just hopefully, a couple of screws. I think might have to take the axles out. It looks like that's got like the little stub axles. I might have to. We'll have to see how this goes because obviously it's got the. Yeah, I think I can just. It looks like there's enough room to pull out, what is it, 8 screws? 8 screws, and then maybe pop off. Yeah, I don't know. Looks like it's like 8 screws. And they're all, everything's Phillips. Everything's Phillips. So I think it's 8 screws. Don't forget, RC Guy Garage, you know it, guy. Not one pack. Should have been called Not One Tank. All right. Yeah. So I'm just going to turn the camera around, start ripping this thing apart. So anybody sees anything that I have an issue with, just let me know. But like I said, I'm just going to leave the fuel in there. Pretty sure I just got to pop these screws. And then I believe it'll come out. And I'm not sure if I should. I might just take this off. So this comes off as a unit. Or maybe I'll just, yeah, I'll take that off. Take this off, swing it out of the way. Something like that. I don't know. Just kind of want to leave, I guess, everything as is, I guess. I don't know, man. But we'll see. All right. So, Phillips. Take that off. And I said I was going to have all my tools here. No fires tonight, right? No fires because I'm not reverse connecting ESCs, so I think we'll be good. There's no reverse connecting ESCs here, and I'll do a good thing and I'll put things kind of back. Oh, I think one of my dogs just lit me up. Is that you, Haley? Ugh. I took that off just because I think I needed to take it off just for clearance. Clearance. Wait a minute. Somebody's saying, and 3 more for the motor mount. Why do I need to take the motor mount out? It should just pop right out. Right? Literally, that should have been it. That, disconnect my thing here. The reverse, which that stopped working. So I'm not sure why that stopped working, but it stopped working. All right, there. That literally, I'm assuming, should just pop right out. Once I loosen these, I guess, once I loosen these 8 screws, should be good. I hope. Well, I guess I'm going to find out. Watch it only be 2 of those screws. Will the TMAXX body fit the big rock? I'll tell you what, the TMAXX body fits the Gen 8, Gen 7 crawler from Red Cat. If you check my videos from when I got back into RC, like 4 years ago or whatever, 5 years ago, you'll see the TMAXX body that I ran on this truck was on my Gen 7 Red Cat crawler. It fit that truck like a glove. Oh, there's no screw in that one. Oh, yeah, there is. There's a screw in it, but I think it's loose. So that one was ready to come out anyway. I'm guessing this is it. I hope. Gonna find out real soon. Got one more screw after this one. Yeah, that one was loose too. Oh, look at that. Transmission's getting loose. Oh, look at that. Just drops. All right. So, hopefully that was it. That'd be nice if that's all it takes. That would be real nice. That would be Traxxas. Oh, that would be Traxxas thinking right there. All right. So is that all it took to pull the tranny out? All right, it's getting hung up on the battery tray, I think. I think it's hung up on the battery tray. Or it's hung up on the axles. All right, so what I was hoping that there was going to be enough to pull this out, but it kind of looks like it's not. So it's hung up on... So if I pull maybe just the front axle, which it should be easy to get to, little screw right there. God, my shirt's getting nasty. All right. Where are we here? Should probably corral these up. Make sure I got 8. And one of them is still in the truck, I think, because I only have 7. One of them still in there? Yeah, one of them's still locked in there. So, looks like yeah, maybe that won't work. Maybe what I should do is undo that drive shaft right there, if I had the driver for it. You kidding me? Where's the blue driver? There it is. So, let's see. If I release this one, will that give me the play I need? Hey, there we go. That was the ticket. All right. So what happened here? That doesn't look too healthy. That don't seem right. That don't seem right. Wait a minute. What's going on here? That seems weird. All right. I'll wipe this thing off in the trash. Now, I'm no rocket surgeon, but that doesn't look right. I mean, we're not talking rocket surgery here, but Something seems a little funky right there. It looks like that was riding right there. Like it's almost like it's missing a bearing. I don't even know. So could that literally have just been it? Like maybe it's missing a bearing or something, but obviously you can see that the drive shaft piece was definitely rubbing, on the plastic there. All right. So what happened to that? Did I lose that? Screw's right there. I don't want to lose this screw. Dirt was holding it in. Oh, looks like little vector got dead. All right. So let's see what we're looking at. Need my paper plates so I can take this trainee apart. See what's going on here. Right, looks like a 5T spur. You mean a 5T flex plate? Look at that thing. Whoa. It's a flying saucer there, guy. That thing's mint. Nice and bent. All right. So that's obviously the issue right there. All right. Well, let's see how this comes apart. So is this going to come apart this way? 2 halves like this? Oh, see what I do? I grab this thing. That's wrong. It's all Phillips. I need music, man. Need music. Is that a stock? Yeah, this thing is totally stock. Barry King, what's going on, guy? Turbo 400. No disassemble. We gotta see what the heck is going on here. See if like a bearing slipped or something's going on. Here's the great part too. I'm doing a video of taking this apart, so if I get in trouble, I could just end the video and then rewatch it. Or I'm doing it live. That's a great part about this, man. Record yourself. Record yourself taking something apart. That'll definitely help you. I've got a pretty good like working like memory kind of thing, but oh, Haley, why are you lighting me up, girl? Oh my goodness. You had some bad food, huh? Oh, this case is splitting. So this last screw, the case is already splitting. So it'll be interesting to see what we're looking at here. Watch. So what's going to happen? I open this up and just springs and stuff just fly everywhere. All right. All right, couple screws. Here we go. Oh, one more. That one can probably stay. I don't even need to take that Here we go. Oh, I see no carnage. That looks like that's in place. So we've got an issue beyond here. And why am I seeing double bearings? Double bearings? Is that double bearing or is that a shim? All right. All right. So there's a little something there stopping that. So looks like this little guy's got to come off, I believe. Man. So what was that? Did that bearing? So this bearing slid out of its pocket. I think. All right, so we lost this. There's definitely a loss of drive or something right there. There's a loss of something going on, I think. Unless, okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull the brake off. Pull the brake off. I'll be able to take that off and slide the whole guts out, is what I'm seeing. That's what my eyes are telling me right now. Pull this apart. Keep it all together. I think, because that little guy. Now, will all that come apart now, or is that one screw right there? Almost seems like this is going to have to come out too. And that boot's destroyed too. See, everything's all dry rotted here. So, for the reverse mechanism, pop that little guy off, I think. Yeah, these junk tools. Let's see. Is that going to work how I think? Slide that boot off. And then will this whole everything now come out? There we go. All right. Looks like it's coming out. Do we find any carnage in here? I see 0 carnage. So what the heck happened? Is it literally just because the bearing fell out of its pocket? That has got to be what it is. So I'm thinking, looking at everything in here, granted, I feel like I'd want to put some lubrication in here, but then again, I don't know. Everything looks brand new in here. So this may be a really good sign. It literally may be that right there had something to do with the fact that it pushed the bearing out of its little pocket, is what I'm seeing. So pushing that bearing out of its pocket allowed the gear to come away, is my guess. That's just what I'm kind of going after here. I feel like I'd want to put some kind of something in here. This looks brand new in here. Man, this literally does look brand new. So that's the adjustment for reverse or drive or something. That bearing right there kind of looks a little nasty right there. Oh, it's just dirty. Wow. That's it. So the bearing slipped on the case is what I believe. I believe that's what happened. The bearing literally just slipped on the case. Somehow the bearing just slipped on the case. So and it was this bearing too. So let's see. So this bearing is supposed to be like that. And if that bearing literally slipped away like that, that's what could have caused the issue. So literally my case, I think, is junk. So this bearing literally would have slipped right into there. But because this heated up and pushed or melted the plastic, caused the bearing to come out, I think. But it almost seems like it'd like want a spring there or something. All right, I'm going to see how bad this plastic is. I'm going to put the flash on here. Where's the flash? Enable flash. So see inside of there? So what I believe I'm seeing is that this bearing got pushed out of the way, is my guess. That's literally what happened. The bearing got pushed out of the way. But why? Is that a flaw in this transmission or something? Like, because this is a first year run, so that was a flaw in the design of this truck. Maybe. Yeah, look at that. It's no good, man. Yeah, look at that. It's a bummer. So that's what the issue was. Just that one little flange right there. That's what the problem was. And it looks like it had been that way. I don't want to say it's been that way for a while, but because obviously the truck ran. The plastic doesn't seem to be weak. That literally has to be what the issue was. Now, see, I would want to put my special grease in there, but with the way this thing is, that's probably not a good idea. Probably just needs just a little bit of just oil inside, I'm guessing. Why is that bent like that? It's the spring. It's literally the spring, I believe. Doesn't matter, it still works. Okay. I think we're good. I think. All right, well, let's see. So I'm going to pull this out so I can get that gearing, because I don't think I can fish that in, can I? No. So I'm going to pull this back out. Little reverse thing here. Oops. That shaft can actually stay in there. Then put this gear in. Oh, actually, it's got to kind of go in as an assembly, doesn't it? So, kind of got to put this in together, I believe. So this is going to go on like that. It's going to slide into there. This will ride into that. And then that will settle in. And it seems like I've got something. There we go. So I've got something misaligned here. What do I have misaligned? I have something I didn't align right here. It's not going in. I'm misaligning something here. Because as soon as that sets, well, maybe not. Maybe I'm not misaligning it. I feel like that doesn't feel right. Maybe it is right. That doesn't seem right. Come on. Push out. Get out. Yeah. That goes like that, and then that switches in between the two, so it was fine. So I'm missing a bearing, just this one. So, oops, crap. What a disaster. Everything's falling apart. Oops. Yeah, I'm really misaligning it now. Come on. Come on, get in there. 5 fingers. There we go. A little bit more. There we go. All right, there we go. See, I feel like I will put some oil in there. I'm going to actually just literally I'm going to put some oil in there. Where's my oil? I'm going to use, what am I going to use? Let's use some shock oil. I got some 20 weight shock oil I can just throw in there somewhere. I don't use 28 weight for anything other than doing, something like this, like an assembly kind of thing. I feel like I want to have some oil in there. I feel like I want to put some oil in there. See what happens. We'll see if that works. Can always dump oil in later. All right. So let's see. What stops? So literally nothing stops that bearing from sliding out. Does that make sense? That does not make sense. Why is there nothing on the shaft to stop the bearing from sliding out? Because that's what happened. It's almost like got an idea. It's almost like I should have a spring. If I can take a spring and install a spring in between the two, but maybe that won't work. Because this... No, I think it will. I'm going to install a spring there. This is just literally just going to be a try. It just, I don't know, something looks wrong here. My eyes, or my mind is telling me that there's no way. Nothing holds that bearing in. So I'm going to see if I can put a spring on there. I think I've got a spring here somewhere in this wonderfully organized thing here. So if I can take like... I don't have a spring that's going to be big enough, though. Crap. See, if I can install a spring on there, the spring would stop that bearing from coming out. So let's see. That looks like some crap in there. Because nothing's going to hold that bearing in place, which is why it slipped out in the first place. So there has to be something here. And I can see where the bearing rides. So it looks like the bearing normally rides right about there anyway. So, and this spring ain't going to work unless I can unwind it. I might be able to unwind this spring. Make it just a little bit bigger. Let it float. See if that even works. Probably ain't gonna work. It's just a waste of time here. Yeah. I don't know how well this is gonna work. Yeah, it ain't gonna work. No way. Won't be able to unwind it enough. Maybe if I put fuel tubing on there. Where's my fuel tubing? No, I had some here somewhere. All right. Yeah. Something on here just to stop that. That piece ain't gonna work. See, I can't even pull up anything. If I could pull up like a little online manual or something, but that just seems wrong. So I think, like I said, I'm gonna see if I can find some fuel tubing. I know I've got some around here. It's just trying to find it. And I just saw it recently too. As recent as a couple years ago. I don't even know. Crap. Oh. Let's see. I could stack some zip ties on it. I had fuel tubing. You know what I could use? Maybe. Wonder. Might be able to use this. If I can find the right one, right size. That's not going to do it. That literally would be kind of almost what I need right there. So So I literally have to cut it right. See if I can get this to work. Guessing right there. Can I get it to slide over though? Nope. Dang. There we go. Ah, it's not gonna work. Dang. This just gets too tight. Crap. Junk. All right. Taco Bell straw. Dude, I got fuel tubing. Oh, wait a minute. I got a carburetor right here. There's probably extra fuel tubing in this thing. Is there? Ah, that ain't gonna work. Crap. All right, well, I guess not. I hate when you got an idea in your head, but you don't have what you think you're looking for. Because all I need is a piece of stinking food, and that's where my bag organization gets in my way. It's rare, but it does happen. Oh, wait, I found it! But this is probably too small. Crap. I've got other size tubing, but I have a feeling this is too small. This has got to be too small, right? Of course it is. Maybe if I lube this up enough, maybe that'll work. So, I think I had said right about there, I think. Should hold the bearing in place, I hope. No. Maybe. Just maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Probably won't work, but give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it gets tight right away. There we go. Hey, look at that. Getting there. Ah, nice. That should hopefully, I think, do what I want. I think. The only thing is, did I put enough on? Let's see. You know what? Go ahead and just do that a little bit. Okay, something still seems funky here. Wonder if that bearing can get pushed out. Yeah, it does. It's not enough. So that bearing can literally get pushed back out again. So that means cut a small piece and swedge it on. Let's see if this works. Hey, if this works, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, at least I gave it a shot. Yeah, what? I wonder. I think that's... Can't tell if that's the adjustment or not right there. I think it is. But is that Something still seems funky here. Watch out. Watch out. You just found a manual? There's a missing spacer? Are you serious? That is awesome. Oh, I just put in the missing spacer. I installed the missing spacer. All right. Let's see. Will this go together now? All right. So that piece of fuel tubing is a little, but I think it's all right though. I don't think it could do any harm. I'm assuming it was worse the way it was. Now that bearing is not going to collapse down. That's crazy, dude. There was a missing spacer. A broken pin on the lower shaft. On this one. Let me take it all apart again. What are you doing to me, guy? Oh, just lost some kind of something here. I think that was on there. Broken pin? On what? Custom. Dude, it's all custom. Hey, as long as it works, right? I don't see any. What do you mean a pin? Someone said something about a pin. Matthew Costner, it looks like you got a broken pin in there on the lower shaft, which you're talking about this one. Right? There's no pin. I mean, you're talking on this little key thing here? Well, I can't slide the gear off now because I got my custom spacer on there. My compression spacer. So that's supposed to be that way, because then that's gonna lock into this. And it will, because these pins are, so the pin that's there and there, those are fine. So when these sling out, it's obviously gonna catch those, if that's what you're talking about, the pins here. Those are there. I didn't check to see if this, yeah, it slings out fine. A little extra oil can't hurt. Well, maybe it could. Ah, there it goes. On the floor, gone forever. Ah, it's all dirty now. Nice. You know what? While I've got this out, maybe I should clean this surface. Yeah. What, the 20 weight? Yeah, dude, it's like assembly lube. It's like assembly lube guy, right? And when you're putting your motor together. All right. So a broken pin somewhere. Do you mean? Because this. Maybe this? This is tight. This is the only thing that's spinning free. So maybe this is an issue? I don't know how this thing works, but it's got some access holes there. Let's pop this out and see what the hell this is. This is where springs go flying. All right, here we go. Springs are going flying. It's going to be like a champagne bottle here. Boom! All right. Could pull that out. Let's see what we got here. What's behind door number, whatever this is? How does that come off? This is one of the adjustments. What is this adjustment for? Let's see what's behind here. Looks like a place to put some more oil. So which way does it sling out? It slings out from this side, I think. So let's see if this even operates. Maybe this is my issue. It slings out one way or the other, right? Okay, comes out that way, right there. So if that is there, I should be able to push down on this, get it to throw out. That works, mint. So that's mint. All right. Well, since I like oil, might as well just slap some more oil in there. And we were not that way. We were like that. See what happens. I literally feel everything is meant. My issue with this entire thing was the fact, fairly confident, that my TMAXX from 98 did not have whatever was supposed to be here. So everything looked mint inside there. Now it's got a little bit more oil in there. Maybe that's a good thing. Oh, I don't want to say, you know what I should check next? Everything here seems fine. Visually from my mind, not looking at no manuals, just seeing how things work, seems like everything's mint. Throw some more oil in there just because. Shock lube. Why not? Because grease is good, so is oil. I didn't even need any there, but it's like assembly lube. All right. Short side goes in. That side goes that way. This goes this way, I think. Or does it go on that side? No, went on this side, right? I forget now. This went through getting all miscombobulated here. This side. So short side goes there. Or nope, short side goes here. So that goes there. But this needs its little clutch arm. This little, come on. So that's that side right there. And this is here. That goes in first. Or is it supposed to be the other way? Now I'm really messed up. I think it went this way. That makes more sense. What disaster. And this gear was in there. Come on. All right. I think I'm good now. That's not right here. It's off its little thing. What a disaster. Come on, guy. Come on. Get out. Killing me here. stop falling off. Line that up. Oh, I'm going to lose my mind in about 2 seconds here. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. Throw in a little bit more just because. Because why not? Just because. All right. Now, did I put that? Oh, I didn't put that stupid shim in. Oh, no. I don't think that shim, yeah, that shim's not part of that. I should probably get that clutch material away from the grease. Crap. Come on. All right, here we go. 9th time's the charm. Yeah, that stupid shim fell off. Or whatever it is. Little spacer. Come on. It's got to get easier each time, right? Little clutch fork. Not even a clutch fork, though. Oh. It's supposed to get easier. Come on. Oh, my God. That's it. I'm out of here. Just got to throw this thing in the sand to be done. Just buy a new one. All right. Try it again. Oh. Good thing I'm not rolling this thing in sand. Wouldn't that be terrible? All right. Come on. Come on. Got that. Ah. Stop. I'm using gravity to help me here. That goes there. That goes there. But not before that one. Stop. Jesus, working on Jaguar is a lot easier than this. Come on, get in there. Yeah, I'll let you watch me struggle here. Oh, I'm not scared. There we go. There we go. All right. Finally. A little bit more grease just because. Oh my goodness. I have to give this thing a bath before I install it. All right, there we go. I think we're good. I don't know, man. Maybe I got clutch bell issues. I don't know. Maybe obviously there was that issue right there. That was the major one right there. The bearing slipped. I'm gonna say I don't have clutch bell issues just because I don't see how I could. Someone in here saw that there was mine actually had a missing stinking piece, which is nuts that it took this long to finally, wipe out. But so I took some fuel tubing, cut it down, throw it on the shaft. I'm hoping that's going to work. I don't see why it shouldn't work. So now I'm just going to screw this thing back together and be happy that I'm doing it. And these are not the screws. These self-tappers. So I'm pretty sure that's what my issue was. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm just going to go there, go to the opposite side. And to be honest with you, I like doing it this way. I know that manuals and all this other stuff, there's a reason why it's there, but I like the kind of semi-challenge about figuring it out. And from what I'm, using my Sherlock Holmes thing here, from what I am deducing, my issue was point blank just that bearing slipping inside, causing a misalignment of that gear. And fortunately, it pulled away and didn't shred anything. So that's a pretty good positive right there. Yes, I bought this thing new back in we're guesstimating 98 because when this thing came out is pretty much when I bought it. I mean, who knows? Maybe it could have been 99 when I bought it, but I'm fairly confident that I saw this as brand new and went, gotta have it. I bought it from Hanson Hobby in Hanson, Massachusetts. You can look it up. You could probably still see images of the store, but the store has since closed. It was just a tiny hole in the wall anyway, but it was still, it stinks, man, because it was my hobby shop as a kid, My grandfather took me to that place tons of times. It was the most expensive place that I ever went as a kid. And probably 8 times out of 10, or again, that 7 times out of 10, used my own money other than my grandfather probably, buying me some stuff. I know he did. That's what grandparents do. But I also always earned my keep, or whatever you want to call it. All right. So it looks like these are the oil fill holes. So it looks like we're about a quart low. So I'm going to go ahead and just dump a whole quart in there. Just kidding. But I think this is going to be happy now. I assume these tethers are probably supposed to all be stuck together, but this is all old, so nothing is stuck together. So I think everything's good now. Okay, so now go ahead and install the little brake rod thing here, which was it on this side? Wait a minute. Yeah, because this piece went here, right? I think this piece was on that side. Is that how that went? Yeah. Yep. Okay. So drop of oil in there just because I feel like it. It's a trigger point for some people. Dude, you're putting oil where you're not supposed to. Brand used, you know it. It's like that grass-driven 5T. Brand used. All right. Now, unfortunately, all the, boots and everything are rotted and, you know what I mean, pretty much junk. So that's somewhat of a negative because that just means contamination is going to be able to get into these areas. I just don't know. That seems like it's functioning the way it should. I wonder if I should just install this just kind of because, but I mean, it doesn't seem like it does anything now. So, yeah, look at that. It's all shredded. So I'm going to go ahead and not install anything on there, but I will. Let's see here. How about if we start off with a brand new paper towel? Should clean that. All right. That's the drive shaft thing. That's that. All right. There we go. Parts. Pen. That thing. All right, so I'm going to install that thing there. Whoops, that thing keeps coming out. I feel like I should almost thread lock that, but it didn't have any thread lock in it, so maybe I'm good. It's got a lock washer on it, so probably be all right. And it was the small side here. God, I hate these junk tools. These ignition wrenches are awesome. Look at that. Is that the right size? Of course not. Yeah, look at that. Fits the shaft. Might have it right here. Nope. That one? Yeah, look at that. Stinking perfect. So that is a 5/32. You know, back when standard was standard, not metric. This is a standard truck, not a metric. Okay, so we're good there. Got to install this little thing here. Pretty sure. I think it goes that way. I believe that's the way that thing goes, like that. Okay. Now, so got this piece, which went right here. But what am I missing? Something looks like I'm missing something here. Am I missing something? Because that don't seem right. Was it really that gap right there? that gap really like that? It's like it's... Do I have it going the wrong way? No, I don't. Oh, it looks like that was the way it was. Okay. It just looks wrong. This looks wrong. Excuse me. Looks like something should be in between that. Does it look like something should be in between there? Because it almost... Because did that go on? Because I took that off after the fact and I realized I can't over tighten this, because if I over tighten it, it won't, this won't be in the center. So that's going to go like that. So I got to get a plate. So we'll install this here. I think that's right. So get that plate. I should probably install this as a unit. Might make it a little bit easier, I think. Just make sure my fingers are nice and greasy for this. Throw a little bit of oil on this so it's nice and lubricated. A little trigger point for some people. That's the wrong one. Oops. Now that goes like that. Gotta be careful here. Gotta make sure it's not too tight. All right. So that seems like that's riding in the center. These gaps look... It seems like it's got a good float to it. So I'm pretty sure that that's good enough. I think that's better than what it was. So that works. Yep. Got a break. All right. So this kind of looks like it's all set. So I kind of hopefully found the issue with this thing. Unfortunately, all my rubber boots and all this other stuff were all disintegrated. So there's no way to... The only way I could potentially seal that is if I got a real flexible piece of something, but it really needs, you know, this little accordion boot thing, and this thing is just junk. So maybe I can find some stuff online, or I don't know, maybe Traxxas will sell me a whole transmission so that I can get, you know, this piece. But this seems happy. And I believe that was literally the whole issue. Literally. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drop that in your head. Did I drop that in your head? I'm sorry. All right. So now let's get this tranny back in here. Oh, is this even going to work? Yeah. Oh, this arm is really stupid. What a waste of money. These flexible arms are junk. There you go. Add chalk oil to the brake pad. You said it works good? Okay. Add some train smoke oil to it. Model train smoke oil. That should work. All right. So I actually have a smile on my face because I believe this truck is going to live again. Over a simple little shim thing being like not here. So yeah, that is pretty good. So I'm going to make a kind of like a little clean area in there so I can reinstall it in a clean area. All right, so we want to go this way with it. This was up. That goes down. All right, so that's how we had it in there. Flip it upside down. I'll keep it in my hand on it. Because now what I got to do is I got to feed the drive shaft in and clock it all at the same time, which is probably going to be a joke. I need a second pair of hands. Anybody want to come over here and give me a hand here? This is when you need 3 hands. How am I going to install this? Went out easier. All right. I need 3 hands. I don't have 3 hands. Earl, will you just jump on a plane and come over here? Just give me a hand, guy. I'll give you a coffee. All right. Oh, that's wrong. RC Guy Garage and Earl on the next COVID and Coffee show. There's got to be an easier way here. Come on. Is in. All right. All right. All right, all right, all right. All right. So I think that is there. I don't have to worry about that one. So let's get one screw in. Almost feels like it's stripped. Is it stripped? I suppose it could be. Yeah, I think these are all stripped. Yeah, that's why they're loose. They're not loose, they're just stripped. That's awesome. That's why there's so many of them. Here's a hand. Nice. You be right there. Nice. Back door's open. Slide is there. That sounded bad. I realized I said that. That's wrong. The back door to the house is it's open. Oh my goodness. All right. Terrible. Don't you go laughing, Thomas. Hey, you ever say something, then you realize all these screws just aren't doing too well here. I'm not even putting these in with any force, and these things really aren't holding. It's like you can feel it just contact the plastic, and then it literally just doesn't go anywhere. That's crap, man. All right. Last one. So that's telling me something right there. I should throw in some oversized screws. Wow, this thing is literally going to hit the road tomorrow. Or whatever you want to call it. Road or whatever. This way. All right. Come on. That's when you upsize the screw, right? All right, do I have this going in the wrong way? It's just not in enough yet. And it is happy again. It's got drive because it was not doing this last time. Last time when I did this, there was 0 drive. So now we've got full drive. And the shocks feel like they've got no oil in them. So I can obviously hear, there's obviously air in the shocks. Again, fairly confident I probably never cracked these things open or did anything to these. There's too many of them. Number one. Take a whole bottle just to fill the shocks. Probably should. It's kind of dumb because of the way they've got this on here. to get to those shocks, you gotta remove the gas tank? Or can I pop the shock tower off? Almost seems like I'd have to pop the shock tower off. Tip it back, maybe? Either that or I just say it's good. Spray some brake clean on this thing and get it all cleaned up. It looks like this rear diff. Now, you know what? I'm done looking at it. It's done. It drives. That's all that matters. That doesn't look right. So, we could give it an in-shop start. Just to see. So, I'm going to hook up everything else here. So what do I have left? I just got to hook up this to the servo. So that goes there. So that goes like that. So the only thing I have to do, I got to turn on the radio, which I left outside. All right. I got that screw there. Got that connected. That's off. This is waiting for that. And we got on, contact. Boy, is that servo struggling, huh? All right, so it's at a neutral position, right? Whoa! Uh-oh. Got some major glitch in here. All right, look at. Oh, it's freaking out. Oh no! What's it doing? Typical 27 megahertz glitch issues. Oh, look at what's it doing? Ah, oh, come on! Don't start acting up on me now. You've been fine. It's wigging out. All right. See? It's wigging out. I put the remote down and it starts wigging out. All right. You know what? It needs antenna up. That's why. All right. So now it doesn't seem very free, but maybe that's all right. That was from, did I have that from underneath? Yeah, that was from underneath. So that's this way. Let's see if this is in the realm of where it should be. I think think that's where it should be. If I kick it back like that, what's that going to do? That's going to give me more brake. Believe that's where I want it. So, 2.5 hours later. Be quiet, you. All right. All right. I think we're good, other than the thing wigging out. I don't know why it's wigging out so much. 27 megahertz issues, I guess. Really don't know why it's wigging out. All right, so need to get this on some kind of a stand. I got the door open, and I can fire this thing right up. And it should start relatively quick, just a couple cranks, I'm assuming. There's no fuel in the line that I can see. So let's try to get a shot of it. Like there. Okay. All right. Need to prop it up just in case it decides to full throttle on me. I ain't gonna prop nothing up. We don't want to have no fire here. The heck can I prop it up on? Oh. Got something special in this box. A bunch of TMAXX spots. All right. I think that should be all right. Like that. The way it launches off and slams into the bench. Got the door open. Should lay out some paper towels for all the oil spray that's going to happen. This is probably really stupid. Should just do it like this. Yeah, there we go. I'll tuck it under here and put it like that to catch the spray. That should work. All right. But I need to prime it first. Get the radio over here. In there. This pull stop's junk too. There we go. Put some fuel in there. All right. Watch reverse. Good enough. All right, good enough. Fire alarms are going to go off now. All right, it works. Sweet. Good to go. We have drive. That is it, literally. This thing is ready to rip. Do I have it off? And it's off. And this is the original body that has actually been on a bunch of vehicles that I've owned over time. So to have this thing last as long as it has, I think is pretty incredible. So get that out of here. So here's an RC, right? And, you know, we all joke about, you know, Traxxas and how expensive things are and all this other stuff, right? So this is a classic, or should you call it, it's not even a classic, it's more of like an antique. So this is a Traxxas TMAXX antique version. It's got the 2.5 little tornado engine. What the heck was that? So it's got the 2.5 little, you know, little small block engine. Bought this thing somewhere around, I guess, like, I'm just going to say like 98, 99. I guess from what people are saying, the consensus is this was like 98. This is the TMAXX 4910, I think it's called. It does run, you know, the typical 27 megahertz, you know, iPoca 9-foot antenna, which these things were always a pain in the neck because you'd end up breaking them. Servos are glitching for some reason right now. I don't know why. Getting some kind of maybe interference or whatever. But then you have something like this. The Arma Vortex, which is like a problem child right out of the box for me. And I think the going price, I think these are like almost the same price. I think I'd rather have this. So anyways, get my face on here. Where are we here? All right. Camera. Lights, camera, action. I am happy now. So to find out from the factory, to find out that my Traxxas TMAXX was actually missing a piece. Again, we're going back years, but to the best of my memory, I have never taken this thing apart. Ever. No shock, nothing, because it didn't need it. If, in fact, I did buy it in 98, which I'm really kind of feel like I'm holding strong that I bought it in 98. And the reason why I say that, because the amount of use that I'm seeing on this, obviously everybody saw inside the transmission. It looked new. So for the amount of use and abuse that this thing got, sounds about right, because my son was born 97. 98, I guess I would have bought this. And 98, 99 was when I opened up my business. So that's about right. So this thing probably got maybe 2 seasons on it, maybe 3. I probably ran it here and there just to run it. I know when I first got it, I did not do any break-in procedure. I listened to nothing. I just threw some fuel in it and treated it like everything else. And I think that kind of shows. Like, I mean, it runs right now on the original Traxxas fuel. This is the fuel that it's running. So this, right here, this is the fuel. This is the fuel that thing is running. Traxxas fuel. And will I keep running this fuel? Yeah, it works. Should I buy that other stuff that everybody was saying? The heck is that? Bone brew? Should I buy that? Yeah, I should. I don't know where to get it. Suppose I just ask Alexa, bone fuel. Is that what it's called? Bone fuel?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
What's it called again? Bone fuel? Forget what it's called. Bone something. And I forget what it was called. I have to look. A bunch of people were saying bone brew. Bone brew. Alexa, show me bone brew.
New York City is composed of 5 boroughs: the Bronx,
No,
Brooklyn,
no.
Manhattan,
Alexa, no.
Queens,
No.
and Staten
Alexa,
Island.
no. Stop.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah. All right. Bone broth, bone brew. I guess the fuel is called bone brew. Alexa has no idea what I'm talking about. I could probably ask Google. I bet Google would know. But will I still run this fuel? Yeah, I'll still run it. It works. It fired right up like right there. So, and this is, the same age fuel. Look at the top of the can. There's probably about this much fuel in here. That's where I feel, because you feel just like propane. And the cold is right about there. So I still have a good amount of fuel to run through this tank. So, and this is the only RC, fairly confident this is the only RC that I ran. I don't think I ran my planes on this, but I might have. So this could have been a combination of that thing and running my planes. So, at some point, I'm going to have like a pretty thought-provoking conversation. And I want to pull in a couple of people so we could talk about it, because the big thing is like, talking about, what RCs are like, the best. And when you upgrade things, like what should you really consider upgrading? And I'll tell you right now, sometimes stock is really the way to go. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. As far as the Big Rock goes, like the Arma Big Rock and Sentin, man, it's rough because you're buying a 3S line vehicle, which is great. Gives you a wonderful, amazing out-of-the-box experience. And then you pay a couple extra bucks and you get like a Traxxas. Now, I drove the Sentin versus this thing right here. So the Sentin versus this. I know this thing beat the crap out of the Sentin. Granted, this broke, kind of. It popped a shock cap. But when you saw what I was doing to it, yeah, of course it popped a shock cap. I'd pop a shock cap, you know what I mean? So anyways, all right, I think I'm just going to end this. This is a pretty good live. We're on here for almost 3 hours. Worked on the Traxxas TMAXX Antique. This ain't the classic. This is the antique. This thing's older than dirt and it's covered with it. I have to say I'm psyched because I will be able to take this thing back out, and I do have a parts rig, kind of, for some of the things that axles, shocks, whatever. That's a newer vehicle than this. I enjoy nitro and gas. I do. But electric is easy. Do you go through the same issues? Yeah, you kind of do. The experience with this, you kind of had some of the same issues. cleanup is a little bit different. Is it really, though? Is it really? It might not. It might not be, because there's trade-offs. So, all right, you got to check your little pack in there, or this thing has double A's. So you got to check your little pack that operates your servos, right? So you got to check that. Well, that's like kind of like, I don't know, checking between that and adding fuel to this thing. It's kind of like, I guess, charging up a, well, you also got to charge up your glow plug thing. Kind of like charging a LiPo battery. And then when you're done with a LiPo battery, you're not supposed to, as far as I understand, you're not supposed to just unplug it. Got to remember to unplug these things. This is one of my dead ones. Got to unplug it, and then you got to, supposedly, you're supposed to put it back on your charger and put it into a storage mode or a storage charge or whatever. And that's provided that you're not going to run it, the next day or whatever. I think the same goes with the nitro and gas, because for me, the fuel that's in there, I'm not going to take the fuel out. It's going to stay in there. It's not going to degrade any lines. It's not going to gum up anything. It's literally just ready to go. So that's a step that I have to miss tomorrow. I mean, I could top off the fuel tank, but it's got plenty of fuel in it. I'd run that tank and then throw more fuel in it. I don't know. There's like these, I got to get my thoughts together. There's like these little trade-offs. There's these things that are cool and good about nitro. I will say throttle control, electric all day. I don't care nothing about nothing. Throttle control, electric all day, just because it's there. Maybe if I bought $1,000 motor for a TMAXX, would I have some throttle control? I don't know. Doubt it. Electric has it. When you go to the dragway, you got a Tesla taking on like some pretty quick cars. And the Tesla is literally half the track, and the other car eventually catches up, if it's got some go. But electric in some ways is where it's at. There's a lot of benefits to it. There's a lot of drawbacks. I think with nitro, maybe the drivetrain doesn't have to be, like stock. The drivetrain doesn't really have to be as strong, to where if you have electric, it's instantaneous all power. Like when you pull that trigger, it's depending on your punch setting, but when you pull that trigger, all the power that the battery has bypasses the ESC and just goes right to the motor. With at least this nitro, you give it full throttle and it bogs and then takes off. You know what I mean? It's like I think nitro and gas are softer on the drivetrain, I believe. Again, that's what I see in my mind. So that's what I feel in the trigger. That's my experience. So why am I babbling like this? I have no idea. It's late. So I'm going to jump into the chat just to see who's here. And like I said, I am very happy that it was a very simple fix. Wasn't maybe the right way to fix it, but yeah, it was, because it's going to work. Somehow, I think it was Mike Jernak looked up the parts manual and saw that mine is missing some kind of spacer. And I tell you, I have never taken that. Well, the best of my memory, I've never taken that transmission apart. So mine was missing something. So that kind of stinks. That also goes to show you that I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you get an RC or when you get anything. You could have the one that somebody was tired. what do they call them? Monday or Friday builds, you know? Thirsty Thursday. You don't want a Friday build, and you don't want a Monday build. So, all right. So who do we got here? Electric is faster. Yes, it is. RC Master. Did you change your name again? I cannot say all that stuff. X fast as X. I don't know. GRC, Thomas Downey Jr., Iron Man's here. RC Crazy Driver, RCD, what's going on, guy? Jeremy, you did enjoy the nitros. There's a couple of things about them. It's definitely more of a driving vehicle. You got to think more, I think. You got to think more when you drive them. Keith, what's going on, guy? There is more to nitro, right? Earl Moorhead's here. Nitro is fun. Just the sound and smell is worth running, right? Well, you know what's funny, right? A couple of videos that I've seen with Earl, right? He's driving an electric car. The person asks, is that gas? And it's funny because obviously when you're not into the hobby, you don't know. It could be gas because I think a lot of people associate RC cars as those little B sounding vehicles. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's funny. He'll run an electric car and somebody will say, hey, is that gas? Because same thing. Not as much as him, but I've been asked before, is that gas? It's like, well, it's not making any noise. So, anyways. All right. Zach, what's going on, guy? Frank, can you smell what we were cooking it in here. I can still smell it right now. So far, you love your 3S stuff, but you don't kill them, right? I had to use the fuel to burn, Alexa, right? Number 40 on the thumbs up, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. How many thumbs ups do we have? 41. Nice. RC Adventures, what's going on, guy? What is bone fuel? I don't know. It's called Bone Brew is what everybody was saying to get for a fuel. 4010 or 38. Somebody said, I think 38.8. And then somebody said like 4010 or whatever. It's obviously it's what the mixture is, but it seems to be a fuel that people like. So I'm just running. How old is this fuel? Do the math real quick. What is this, 20, 22, 23 years old? 23? This fuel is 23 years old? No, 22. So this fuel is 22 years old. I think. And it works. It runs. It just started in the shop. Do you have gas? Quiet as a mouse, and people ask right if it's right. Petro or nitro, right? Isn't that funny? Sound Mind, what's going on, guy? 42 now. Oh, 42 48 thumbs ups. Bam. Nice. Appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. Taz, you taking off? See you later, man. Barry King, what's going on, guy? You ruined some expensive shades with nitro smoke, right? Yeah, well, that's why I put the paper towel over the exhaust. It didn't really, little bit of a stain. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be running fairly well. I may try and back off the idle just a little bit. People were saying, obviously, maybe the reason why my idle's high is because, the boot is missing for the throttle slide, the throat, or whatever the heck you want to call it, throttle slide. I just call it a throttle slide. And there's nothing I can do about that because I'm like talking to Earl earlier, and he's like, yeah, you have to buy a whole carburetor just to get the little boot. And it's like, yeah, no. Now I'll just dying here. I'll just run it as is. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think there's anything else I can do though. Maybe I can go online and see if I can find the boots or stuff, but I highly doubt it. Probably have to buy a transmission in order to replace that other boot that fell off the transmission. So I don't even know. I think I already threw that away. Hi, sweetie. Yeah. It's just the way it is. It's a 20-something-year-old vehicle. I don't even know. It's old. All right. I think that's good. Yeah, dude. Traxxas fuel, man. Trying to feel exactly where it is. I think the level is literally right there because when you feel the can, the cold is right there. So that tells me that that's where the fuel is. So, and like I said, I may have run, I want to say no, but I may have run my planes off of this fuel too, because that's a good amount of fuel to go through, I want to say. And that doesn't, I know that I've used way more fuel. So I'm thinking that may have been like the second can that I bought. Because I used to fly a lot of planes. So that may be the second can. I don't know. I wish there was a date code on it. I don't think there's any way. I mean, that's an original sticker right there. I don't think there's a date code on this. There's nothing on the top. Wouldn't that be cool if there was a... And this was always stored in my garage or my basement, which is a positive. I don't see any numbers on the bottom of the can. Check this out. Now, where else do you see right there? Made in USA. Right there. Made in USA by Power Master Hobby Products. England, Texas. Nice. That's a good thing. This thing just jumped up in price. Anyone want to buy a used can of Top Fuel? 128 fluid ounces. All right. I'm going to end this live stream like in 4 minutes. We'll make it like right till midnight, my time. Lifetime supply. Right. Daily driver reviews. What's going on, guy? Right. USA proud, man. You know it. They would sell it by the ounce. Yes, they would. On the bottom, yeah, there's nothing there. I was thinking too, maybe there'd be something printed, but I don't even see a hint. Wait a minute. There is something there. Oh, there is. There is something there. What does that say? There is something there. Some of the numbers are gone. Oh. There's no way this is 2009. Why are you nose bumping me? I wish there was a way to read that code. It looks like it's maybe an RY09 10310. That one number is gone. And then I think 1209. That doesn't make sense that would be 2009. There's no way. Maybe it is. Maybe this fuel, but that doesn't make any sense. Was this fuel made in 2009? It probably was. Nah, it couldn't have been. Nah, this ain't 2009. That doesn't make sense. Was I flying? Where was I in 2009? No, this ain't 2009. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if somebody can decipher that. It looks like RY09. And then there's a big space. 103, 10, maybe a 2. And then 1 or 10. That other number is really gone. Then there's another space and it's 1209. So, and I don't want to say that's December of 09. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe that was the sell by date. That's funny. Secret code, you know it. It's a batch number, right? But it'd be funny if you could figure out the batch number, what the date was, right? 9 years ago makes sense. I don't know. Not for this can. There's no way. 9 years ago, I definitely wouldn't have been using this. 9 years ago, I wasn't doing anything RC. 5 years ago, I think I picked it back up. Prior to that, I literally did nothing. I did nothing RC from probably nothing RC from maybe, man, I couldn't even really give an accurate date because it's one thing I don't like is not being accurate. I'd have to really think about this. So where was I in 2006? Definitely not 06. I don't even know. I don't remember when I would have last used fuel because I don't know. Maybe it is 2006. I don't know. Still, it's old fuel. Period. Correct. All right. If that's the case, then that's great. If somebody can figure out that number, that would be awesome. Here's the number again, in case you want to see if you can look it up yourself. That's probably the best view you're going to get for that number. If anybody wants to look it up right there. Maybe it's AY. It looks like RY, though. So, I don't know. And there's that. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I can't scan it with my phone. Here, does anybody want to scan that with their phone and see what they come up with? Barcode scanner? There you go. Scan it. Come on. There you go. Scan that code. So, anyways, all right, it's already past 12. Thank you guys for coming to this live stream. Shop Talk and Wrench, working on the I should have called it antique. Shop Talk and Wrench, what broke on the Traxxas TMAXX? It didn't really break. Nothing's broken. It was just my transmission was missing a piece all these years. The gears look mint. Everything looked mint. It's just suffering. In my opinion, it's just suffering from age. Still using 15 to 20-year-old. I don't even know. It's longer than that. This fuel's just wicked old. I'm going to say the fuel's got to be at least 20 years. It's got to be. Something around there. Something, right? It's got to be somewhere around 19, 18, 20 years old or something like that. It's hard to think of stuff, man. That's a lot of memory stuff happening. But it still ignites. It filled up the shop with nitro fuel. I can smell it in my nostrils. It's on my RC Guy Garage Not One Pack shirt. Don't forget. Those shirts are going to be available very soon. Everything is all done. There's a couple of sizes that they could not get in, which is aggravating. But that's just in the sleeveless cutoffs. All these sizes that I ordered, all these came in. So we got mediums, larges, extra larges, 2XL, and then there is one 4XL reserved for one individual because they asked for it before I right when I put the order in. So it made it easy. That's already his shirt. So yeah, that's it. I'm psyched. I'm going to go rip this antique classic 4910 Traxxas TMAXX tomorrow. And I'm going to have fun doing it. Going to get the Big Rock out there. Going to get this out there. What else am I going to get out there? Still got to get the Typhon out there. 6S Typhon. Get that thing out there. Rip that thing. But nitro in the morning is what's going to happen tomorrow. At about 8:30 in the morning, maybe 9, I'm going to be out there ripping it in the backyard track. So I'm psyched, man. I'm psyched it was an easy fix. Very, very psyched. So anyways, this is RC Guy Garage. This is Shop Talk and Wrench. It is now the next day. So what's it now? Tuesday? It is now Tuesday, the 18th for me. No, the 19th. The 18th. Yesterday was the 18th. I'm not out. I'm going to bed. So I know some of the people like literally you're like just getting up, right? So it's crazy. I think. I don't know. Are you just getting up? Or is it like lunchtime for you? Is it lunchtime for you and it's like midnight for me? Something like that? For some of you people. You across the pond people? I think so. All right. RC Master, see you later, man. Frank, Sound Mind, what's going on? We'll see you later. Jess, Earl Moorhead, Nitro and Fox. I know. Right now, I think, well, Haley is asleep. Daisy's actually still alive. Well, alive. She's still alive. Daisy's just looking at me. She wants me to pat her. Usually she's the one that lights me up, but I think tonight, I think it was Haley. So I know. You're a good girl. So anyways, if you didn't get a chance to watch the last video, it was the one that was on this. Let me know what you think. I enjoy, and I look at it this way, and I know some people could care less about animals, right? But for me, kind of means something because the oldest dog that we have is Haley. She's she's a female, but she's like top dog. You know what I mean? Like she'll tune up and tell Daisy what to do and where to go. It's funny. And then Colby will tell Daisy what to do. But Daisy, every once in a while, has put all of Colby in her mouth. So anyways, but let me know what you think. If you want to go comment on that video, that'd be great. Just let me know your thoughts about the edit cuts. I do enjoy doing it that way because, like I was saying, is Haley's my oldest pup, and I wish I had done it. Well, I obviously wasn't really doing filming and stuff, but I kind of missed out on being able to include my dog Hunter, which, man, if I could have included Hunter in this stuff, you guys would have saw how much of an amazing chocolate lab he was. He was extremely intelligent. He was a blast. He was a ball of fun. Like, he knew the difference between stick, frisbee, ball. Like, I know that seems weird, but he did. And if I could have included him, I did one video with him in it, but it's a tough video for me to watch. Yes, I tear up because he was my boy. I miss him very much. He was an awesome pup. And if you're fortunate enough, if you like animals, like with Daisy, I don't have to worry about too much right now, but Haley's getting old, so I do enjoy putting her in the videos because I want to remember, that, and that she had fun, and she loves, going for walks and going for rides and going to the beach and going hiking and camping and everything. So she's lived an awesome, yeah, I talking about you. She's looking at me right now. It's like, you talking to me? You talking to me? I ain't dying yet. So, all right, I'm out of here. Thank you, guys. Adam, see you later, man. Labs are awesome. They are. Still tear up, but yeah, you know what, Frank? I'm right there with you, man. It's definitely rough. They are like your, best friends / for us, family. They literally, like, my my daughter can't talk about them. She loved them that much. So I'm actually getting choked up right now. All right. Well, this was fun. We'll have to do this again sometime. Coven Coffee, Shop Talk and Wrench, regular videos, just hanging out, having fun. Anyways, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for coming. I'm just going to end this right where we are. And I will probably kind of sort of see you tomorrow with another video, maybe, or I don't know, maybe I might get enough energy to do a COVID and coffee. I haven't done one of those in a minute. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you, guys. Don't forget, if you haven't given a thumbs up, there's only 26 people here. So out of the 26 people here, is there anybody that can throw in one of these? Maybe 2. No, don't do 2. Well, actually, yeah, do 2. Probably not. I think everybody probably has thumbs up. All right, I'm gone. See you later, man. Oh, someone took it away. Damn it. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you. End.